I turned 58. Perfect timing. I haven't checked. Do you have affiliate already?
Uh, I have what affiliated?
You made it to affiliate?
No, I haven't made
Oh,
it
okay.
yet.
Okay. Well, maybe by the end of
I'm
this tournament you will.
well. Let's hope so.
Yeah. I'll like I said, I'll watch your stream. I'll take a look. Usually there's things I can help and suggest. I'm not an expert in any means, but I do. I have found ways that it helps you to get there, depending on what you need. So
Okay.
sometimes it's you need followers. Do you have enough followers?
I have only 11.
Oh, okay. So you're new. You're new.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this will help you get to the followers and from Sudakus' stream and other people you play, they'll get to be introduced to you. So if they like you, they'll go view you and follow you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
I hope I get some more views and
Yeah.
yeah, just enjoy the process. I mean,
Good.
I love playing chess, and that's why I'm doing this also.
Excellent. You have the right attitude then. You'll do fine. We have 30 seconds before picture comes on. But like I said, if anybody shows up, they'll be hearing us, but they won't see us yet.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. But I'm definitely going to run the trailer. I got to run the trailer. I got to run it at the
Okay.
end too because it's too much fun.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna press on start streaming now.
Okay.
Also.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. We're going to have a one-on-one lesson today with BetimIbra. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. This is sign language for applause. So you might see me doing that when you're playing your practice game, because I won't be talking to you, but you might see me applaud if I think you did something great. But great. So we are working with BetimIbra today, and he is one of our competitors in the Mayham Chess Tournament. And so for all you early arrivees, we're going to watch the video trailer. Um, BetimIbra, if you want to go ahead and show it on your end too, feel free. But I'm going to run it over here. And here we go.
In a world where only 8 kingdoms remain, a battle was forged to decide who would rule them all. Asap Lina, Dave Brenshaw, The Shield Comet, Bolt, Killy Valentine, BetimIbra, Crybaby Carly, and Hannah Witter, with the commentary from Tiberian 64 in Sudakus Chess. Who will win? Who will shed a tear or two? Watch the Mayham Chess Tournament starting this May 3rd at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Who will bring home the bacon? Or the ham? Well, you know what I mean. Time to castle.
This guy might be you, Betim.
The last one. Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, I love the trailers.
Did you notice? That was a mouse slip. That had to be a mouse slip.
You're right, Tiberian. That was a mouse slip. What a game changer!
Hey, King. Hey, Chris. Hi, everybody. We're just starting our one-on-one lesson with BetimIbra. We will be looking for a challenger, so for him to practice with after we go over his games, as normal. So, Betim, where are you from, and how long have you been playing? Give us some background on you.
Yeah. Well, my name is Betim. I come originally from North Macedonia, but I've been back and forth in Austria and in Macedonia also. And yeah, I've been playing chess for like one year now. And but I learned when I was a kid playing chess, and that's it. I never studied. I never done anything with it. I don't know. I didn't waste a lot of time with chess but now I'm starting to get some, I don't know, some ambitions to get my ratings up.
Okay. Have you ever played in an over the board tournament?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Actually, when I play over the board now with my friends, I get lost.
There is, I keep warning all my my students and my viewers, right? I kind of we're a family, and I kind of think of everybody as a student. So I call everybody students, but we talk about sometimes the difference because we're getting to the point with all the vaccines and stuff where we might be able to go back to playing over the board. In fact, Sudakus, who you know is co-hosting the tournament, let me give him a shout out whenever I can. He's going to actually go play in the United States Chess Open that's coming up
Wow.
in Las Vegas. And so he's going to be playing over the board, and so it'll be interesting. Do over the board rules apply on casual games? Well, it depends. If you're playing a casual game over the board, someone's asking me, what we call skittles. We call those skittles, especially at a tournament. If you're playing your tournament and you say, "Hey, you want to go play some skittles?" They mean let's just go play some games that don't count, right? Just practice games. And it's up to you if you want to enforce the over the board rules, right? So the overboard rules are things like touch move. And so most people will force you to play touch move even in Skittles games because it's better for you and it gets you locked in. No, I'm not playing in the U.S. Open. I'm not flying out to Vegas. Sudakus can afford it right now. I can't yet. So I might play in some tournaments though. I am toying with the idea of trying to get to national master. Never thought about it. I was like happy to just teach chess and stop playing tournaments myself. But um, I'm starting to get the fever where I'm thinking, I want to do it again. But so over the board, you have some other rules too. In speed chess, BetimIbra, you guys play 5 minute and less. Well, in 5 minute and less in USCF rated events, if you make an illegal move, your opponent calls you on it and you hit your clock. You got to hit your clock. So if you make an illegal move, hit your clock, your opponent says illegal move, they win.
Oh.
Game over. Yeah. So over on the computer, of course, when you're playing online, the computer won't let you make an illegal move. So you never have to worry about that. But if you did it in an over the board tournament, in a speed chess tournament, you would just flat out lose the game. So yeah, there's different rules, and of course there's different, right? It doesn't tell you like, oh, where can that, if I click on a piece here, it might tell me, oh, where can that piece move to? But right in over the board, you can't do that. There's no way to.
Yeah.
You got to know it yourself. All right. So
actually, I've seen some videos where the referee was called in to step in and just say that, I mean, it is a rule violation and you have to give up the points.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very, very tight. Hey, TK, I'm glad you can make it. So we are going over 3 games with BetimIbra, and so we're going to go over his games. He's in the study with me. So BetimIbra, that means you can highlight a pawn. You can move the piece. So as I ask questions, if you want to say, "Yeah, I was thinking that he would do this, this, and this, and this," feel free to even move the pieces. Okay, we both can. We both can move the pieces and talk to each other as we do it. So great. And next time play randoms and then analyze your. You talk to me, King, or someone else? Because yeah, right now I've been way too busy getting the Mayham tournament. Okay. So far so good. You're playing black. Ooh, you're playing Petros here. Are you trying for a Stafford Gambit or something else?
Yes, I was trying in this game to play the Stafford Gambit.
Okay. And where'd you learn that one from? Eric Rosen or somebody else?
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's
I've
funny. I won't tell you which of your competitors that I was teaching the other day. You can go look at the videos when you have time, if you like. But they also played the Stafford Gambit, and I said, "Oh, so you're an Eric Rosen fan?" And they went, "Who?" And I said, "Wow, okay." So I had to find out where they learned about the Stafford Gambit because it wasn't from Eric Rosen. I told them they got to check out Eric Rosen.
Well, from my knowledge, I mean, the Stafford Gambit was not known.
Not well known for sure.
But I mean, he made it like very popular in this.
Yes, totally agree. I think I
Yeah.
think I think he definitely has popularized it online more than anyone else.
Mhm.
Totally agree. The Vampire Chicken, chef, what's his name, Shrance?
Yes,
He's another good
Shreds.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, another good
yeah.
one for opening tricks and traps and all that. And I will tell you, for beginners, I try to get my beginners to avoid actually focusing on openings at all. I want them to kind of like learn opening principles. But once they've got the opening principles, it is a blast and fun to go learn some openings, especially if you learn some lines. So this move here that you did, were you doing this hoping to still be in the Stafford, or you figure, okay, you're out of the Stafford and you're going to do something
Uh,
else?
yeah, I was just trying to prevent this knight
Okay,
move here
gotcha.
because then he had this pawn here. I didn't have any chance to defend that.
Okay, so let's talk about that because I love, like I told you, I'm going to give you 10 or 20 things we'll cover as I notice them, but then we'll pick
Mhm.
something at the end to focus on. But this way you'll have, right, more knowledge that you can always go back and review. All right, so since you were keeping him out of here because of this, what were your plans if he had done this one? I think he
Mm,
gets the same attack, but he gets a pawn at the same time.
yeah, you're right. Maybe I could have gone here.
Oh, okay. At this point, yeah, yeah, definitely can. Right? I mean, you're in this.
Mhm. And should I proceed?
Sure. Go ahead. Tell me what you might want to do next.
Okay, I think this is the move.
Okay. So if they were trying to play the fried liver type attack, they would normally take here, but now you get to move the queen up and say check at the same time.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they might end up doing something like this.
Okay, I would probably take.
Fair enough. And they'd probably say, let's trade if you want.
Mm,
This pawn is free, but it's probably really
yeah,
dangerous. Really dangerous to
yeah.
try taking
I
that
think
pawn.
it's very dangerous to take that pawn. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And so the
uh,
game could go on from here, right? Because
yeah.
here you're
I would
down one.
probably.
Okay. Because you're down one pawn without a great amount of compensation.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's not like you're losing or anything. You're in the game. You can have fun with it, right? Okay. Okay. Always like to ask, what your plans are. So I usually try to get people not to move pawns without what I call provocation, without a good reason. So I'm okay with you keeping the knight out, and you have a plan if he takes this way, right? You have a plan. So I'm okay with it. I'm just curious, what if you had done this and he did this? What do you think your follow on is?
Okay. I think I just castle now.
Yeah. And is this good or bad for you?
I think it's good because I just give up the rook and I win two pieces.
Yep. So and in material, do you know the value that you the traded? Well, if you count them.
Yes. Yeah, I think the rook and the bishop are 3 points, and I mean the knight and the bishop are three, and the rook is five.
And the pawn
So
was,
and a pawn is 1.2 or depending
yeah,
on zero.
one. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never heard 1.2. That's interesting. But computers keep wanting to change the values and liking decimals, by the way. So yeah, you're happy with this position because I am too.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
have two pieces developed. You have two minor pieces for rook. I think you're fine. Okay. So if you're fine in that instance, then we get back to, do you need to do this to keep him out because you're actually not worried about that anymore, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where in general I'd rather you maybe develop the bishop and ignore and don't worry about this yet because it's not a real threat that you need to worry about.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so far so good. Everybody's developing. Look at them all go. All right. So what do you think about that trade? Good trade or bad
Uh,
trade?
I, I'd say it's a good trade because I ruined his pawn structure.
Ah,
But
very good. Okay. So you like doubling up his pawns. Now
yeah,
with every double pawn, right? With every double pawn, we give you a semi-open file. It's like with every purchase of a Big Mac, we give you a free Coke, right? So you get something for it. So we gave you double pawns, but we gave you, right? He gets a semi-open file. And this pawn is coming towards the center, so you just got to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no problem with you doing it. We could discuss much later on in your career if it's actually a good trade for that bishop for that knight. But right now, I'm okay. And he immediately starts attacking the center, leaving this pawn free, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
free candy. Now, if you were white, let's flip the board just real quick. Besides this move, besides that move, what would you look at and say that you might have chances for an attack?
Where do I see?
Because you
Okay.
think white.
I didn't get the question.
Okay, what if you're white? I flip the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were white, what would your plans be here? What do you think? What are your pluses and minuses as white?
Okay. I think just open up the center because yeah, the pawns. I mean, these pawns are really great here.
Okay. So I see things like that's a nice bishop. I see things like this bishop has a
Yeah.
nice diagonal. Plus
Mm-hmm.
able to move out here too, right? So like right now, if that bishop went there, well, you could push the pawn and stop me. But I like this diagonal. I like this diagonal. I like that my knight's hanging around, ready to go. My queen is kind of feeling good. And then this
Yeah.
one. This is a weakness, right? This square
Yeah.
might be a weakness. This one is a target because it's pushed. King isn't as safe because that pawn has been moved.
Yeah.
So in
Absolutely.
general, I feel like we're giving him a target, and this is why again I'm not great. This move didn't seem to do anything really great for us, but it does keep the bishop out, right? We can't get pinned, and so there's some benefit there. But we kind of did it before anything came out, and so now it's like if White didn't know what to do, White could say, "Hey, I'm going to attack over here."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just a thought. Let's flip the board back. Go back to your game and see how it goes. So he pushes, you take, he takes, you take the free candy, and he tries to come after here. But we already know that that trade doesn't bother you. Okay, so far he gave away a pawn for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, free candy. So we try not to give away free candy ever, but he did. So nice move. You break the bishop from coming here anyway. Now the only negative is it's kind of hard to push the knight without pushing this pawn. But you got trade possibilities. Okay, I like it. He decides to go this way, no problem. And he gave away more free candy though, because this bishop blocked the queen from the pawn. You're taking advantage of free candy so far pretty doggone well. Patient, patient. He doubles your pawns, but he's great at giving away 2 free pawns. And oh, look at that. We're our king safety is Sudakus would love you, by the way. He doesn't care about the king safety either. He's getting better.
Okay.
We're working on him. We're getting him ready for the U.S. Open, and one of the things we've been working on is that he does need to care about king safety. He really does. All right. But anyway, so this is interesting because he can push you away. You no longer have a black or dark square bishop. So this is interesting because you're enticing him to shove you away. So let's see if he does. No, he doesn't. He goes over here. He does see this, but it's and he's trying to trade off. And bad about this is if he takes, you take back. He no longer has double pawns, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay, you with me or do?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I was just because my Twitch they don't hear you. I don't know what's wrong with this.
Oh, it's because you have earphones on, so it's impossible for them to hear me. Probably.
Oh, okay.
You'd have to remove the mic, the headset to do it.
but can,
And I don't know
you
how.
hear
Yeah,
me?
you can
Let's
play with
try.
that. Yeah, I don't know. You could try it. See what happens.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you haven't changed at all at my end.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
And can they hear me now?
let's see. Okay, Big Chill. Hi, can you hear Tiberian?
Yes. Can you hear Tiberian?
Or just Marty? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. It's funny
Okay.
because you don't want echo, of course. Good. I
Uh,
didn't hear an echo.
uh, okay, why is it not possible?
Are they still not hearing me when I talk?
Yeah, they are still not hearing you.
Okay. So in Zoom, you should be able to set the audio to go through your to be heard on the computer. There's a setting somewhere, and it's usually a
Same as
default.
system, I think.
It's usually been a default because it's been I haven't had to do anything to make it happen. Let's see, speakers, audio settings.
I think now should be good.
Okay, well, can they hear me now? I'll keep talking a little bit. Is that good?
No one's typing anything, but yeah, let's continue. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Alrighty then, back to the action. So, if the pawn takes, you take back, and he will have fixed your double pawns. But obviously, he wants to free the bishop. But okay, so this is an interesting game for us to go over because it's more like White was making more mistakes than Black so far because you're up material. All right, so of course, if he takes again, you'd have to trade first. His queen could take back, but then you still undouble your pawns. So, and now you're threatening to win another pawn.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
When
So he does.
when I made this move, I mean I was really in a dilemma. Where should I put the bishop?
Very
And
good. Yeah, you do have issues. I mean, the bishop would look good here.
Yeah,
Bishop
that
looks
was
good
my
here.
first.
Um, but and I always like you to develop your minor pieces before your major pieces. But this is tactical. You're up 2 pawns. So do you know what we say when if you're up material? What is one thing you could do?
Just exchange pieces.
Yes. How about pawns?
Uh, just push them.
Okay. So when you're up material, you're up 2 pawns right now. So when you are up material, you want to trade pieces, not pawns.
Okay.
When you are down material, your opponent is down 2 pawns. He wants to trade pawns, not pieces. Because if he could get it, remember you're up 2 pawns. If he could get it to the point where you have a bishop and 2 pawns and he has a bishop, and he could get rid of those 2 pawns with his bishop, even though you take his bishop, he would only have a bishop left, right? And that's a draw, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
I didn't know this concept.
oh, okay. Yeah. When you're ahead, you trade pieces, not pawns. You want to try to hold on to your pawns because your pawns are going to become queen and win easy. And when you're behind material, even if you're down like a bishop or a knight, you want to trade the pawns off the board and try not to trade off pieces whenever you can. So I'll ask you the quiz question I ask a lot of my students. If we were in the endgame, would you rather have the bishop against just a king and a bishop, or would you rather have the king and 3 pawns?
King and 3 pawns.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's fair. And bishop is worth 3 and pawns are worth 1 each, so that's 3 to 3. That's an equal. Okay. How about would you rather have the bishop or 2 pawns?
2 pawns.
Oh, okay. I like it. You're aggressive. How about the bishop or 1 pawn?
Of course, I would have the bishop now.
And you'd be wrong. You were right on the first 2 answers.
Okay.
So why are you wrong on the last answer?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm wrong because I can only draw.
Yes.
With the
Yes.
bishop.
A king and a
I
bishop,
cannot.
your only chances to draw, while a king and a pawn, I have the only chances to win.
Yeah.
Right? The other person has no chance to win. So we always want a chance to win. Very good. So again, when you're down, you want to get rid of those pawns so that the other person has no chance to win. So if you were up a bishop and we traded off all the pawns and we ended up the game with the king and the bishop against a king, I'd still
Yeah.
get a draw, even though you have a bishop. So you
Yeah.
need those pawns to help you win in the endgame. But so this move of yours, when you said you weren't sure what to do, this move is a good move because it allows you to trade off pieces while you're ahead. And while he trades one pawn, you're not getting rid of all your pawn advantage.
Hmm.
But that should be the same reason why he should say, once you did this, he shouldn't push this because he doesn't want to trade, right? He wants to get rid of pawns, not pieces, but he doesn't want to fix your pawns either. Because think about it, you'll have two passed pawns if he trades that pawn.
Hmm.
And you know what a passed pawn is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just for my viewers in case, passed pawns when there are no pawns in the file next to you or in front of you. Yes, he is a chess.com player. Yes, most of our competitors are either one or the other, but we asked them to, at least I ask them, Sudakus will have you do it in chess.com. I asked them to do things in lead chess for me so it's easier for me to work with them. Anyway, so your opponent shouldn't have done this. Your opponent had a nice move to chase your knight away. He really did. He had an opportunity to chase your knight away and then, right, start trying to play on this open file. And remember, he has a semi-open file and a semi-open file, and there's one open file, and that's where he needs to try to get an advantage back, but he doesn't really. And so this is actually bad for him, very good for you. So now you have two passed pawns, and again, if you could trade off pieces, those pawns are going to, right? If all the pieces are gone, the king can't stop connected passed pawns, right? You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Again, I don't want to assume you know. So, all right. So that was interesting. You decided to give away the knight for a third passed pawn.
Yeah. I was so focused on this part of the board
Okay.
that that I lost the plot and I didn't saw that he was threatening my knight.
All right. So let's take a look. If you had just taken with this pawn,
Yeah.
you
It's not.
literally have three pawns for the knight,
Mhm.
right? Everything else is equal. He has a bishop, you have three pawns.
Yeah.
Technically, you are equal. If you could trade off all those pieces, this is the scenario we said. If you could trade off all those
Yeah.
pieces, I'd rather have these three pawns than that bishop. If you could trade off all the other pieces. But you have to trade off all the other pieces, right? But if you
Mhm.
could, that would be an ideal state for you. You'd be in this game. So rather than attack the queen, I think you should have just taken here.
Mhm.
The other reason I don't like taking the queen was because he can now trade off pieces.
Yeah.
And with check, you have no choice really, right? Because he could take you if you don't take him. And now you both have a passed pawn, but he's up a whole bishop. And he's up a bishop for two pawns instead of three pawns. This pawn can't be passed anytime too easily. And this one, he's going to start fighting you. And even if you take the file, he could blockade the pawn. And then you can't get here to attack him because of the pawn. You
Yeah.
can't get here to attack him because of the rook. So now he's looking okay. In fact, he's going to, hopefully for him, he's going to put a rook behind here and try to push him. And he's actually winning. He's up a bishop for two pawns.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't. This one is what we talk about also, which this is good for you, but I think you already know this. There are five things you could do when something gets attacked, right? So your knight got attacked. Obviously, leaving him there was a choice, but not a good one. Like you said, you just were totally over focused.
Yeah.
Okay, but even now, you could either take What are the other 4 things you could do when a piece is attacking you? What are the things you can do? One is you could take it. And that's 90% of the time, especially at the beginner level, 90% of the time the correct answer is take.
Hmm.
Give me 4 other things you could do when attacked. Not in this situation. Anytime a piece is attacking.
Uh, if my piece is more valuable than uh, another piece of his that is more valuable,
Uh-huh.
then I can go on the attack. I mean, if he attacks a rook of mine and I counterattack with threatening to win the queen.
Okay. So you can attack something of equal or greater value.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. So he's attacking your pawns, and you said I'm going to attack his queen.
Well, no. In this situation, it doesn't work. Yeah,
Right. Oh, I agree.
because of
But I'm
this
saying that's the concept. You're saying you could attack.
responsive check.
That's right. But you're something value. You could.
That's,
But you're right. It doesn't work here. I agree.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
what are 3 other things you could do? And again, we don't have it doesn't we're not relying on this situation as our example. It could be any time something's under attack. I mean, we could go back to even right here. His knight is under attack.
Mhm.
So he could what could he do? He
He
could
could
attack
protect.
something else, right, of greater value. You could say check, and you'd have to
Yeah.
respond to the check, but that wouldn't be a good idea either. Okay,
Mhm.
what else could he do?
Um, Maybe he can bring his bishop out.
Yeah, and we call that protect, right? So if something's
Mhm.
under attack, and it already is protected, but if something's under attack, one of the choices is we could protect the thing that's under attack.
Yeah, or just move it out of the.
Good, good. Another choice is run away, move it away.
Yeah.
All right, so we can take the piece that's attacking us, which white can't in this situation. It doesn't, right? Every one of these choices isn't always available. So
Mhm.
we could take, but we can't take in this situation. We could protect it. It already is. We could run away, and it could run away because it's not pinned. What
Yeah.
else could it do?
Or just exchange. But in this situation, I mean,
Yeah, you
yeah,
could leave it for the exchange, right?
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to because it's protected. So more likely it's like when something's under attack and it's not protected. So another choice is to interpose. So let's
Okay.
do an interpose. White went here, and if we let's say we backed up. So in theory, you could put something in between these 2 pieces. Right? We
Okay.
could block the attack by putting something in between. It doesn't work here. It's not a good choice. It's just free candy. But I just want to go over the options. So one option is to see if you could take the piece that's attacked you. Another choice is to run away. Another choice is to put something in between. Another choice is to protect that piece. And the last choice is to attack something of equal or greater value. Okay, those are just things that I want you to have in your mind that you have options.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, so we get to here, and as you admitted, this was you missed this attack. But this would
Yes.
be
Yeah.
again, I can run away. I don't want to protect it. It's already protected 3 times, but it's worth more than the pawn. So I either want to run away or attack something of greater value, or do both, right? Who I attack him while running away, which isn't a
Yeah.
great spot either. Not a good idea either in general, because then he gets this tempo attacking and threatening checkmate. But anyway, you get the idea. All right. So now white should say the same thing to himself. I'm being attacked. I'm not going to protect my queen. There's a pawn attacking me. So I'm going to run away. But if I can run away and take, now I'm not taking the piece that's attacking me, yes, but he could have just taken here and he would have been better off. Instead,
Mhm.
he's hoping that you miss this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I definitely missed.
Oh, you did miss. Oh, okay. So that game ended. All right, fine.
I,
But
yeah.
even if you had seen it, right? Even if you had seen it, how do you stop? How would you? What would you do now if you saw it? What would your reaction be?
Well, I can defend it in different ways. first
Mhm.
this, maybe, yeah, maybe this here,
Yep.
which would give me double isolated pawns, or what is it called?
No, it would give you something else. What happens if you go here?
Well, it takes.
No, no. Why? Why am I taking? Do I have better? Always check for better.
Um, can he push? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Free pawn.
Now he wins my queen.
Yeah. So now you have to go here
Yeah.
just to keep from losing your queen. Yeah. Then he could go back if he wanted to, amongst other
Yeah.
things. And now you still got to protect the pawn. So he just like took the pawn and said, "Haha, go back. Let's do it again."
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Just
It's not
options.
good.
Okay. Cool. Very good. Very good. Let's go look at your second game. I'm getting some ideas for you. Your opponent played very passive opening.
Yeah.
He's got a little trickery up his sleeve. He wins a pawn. He's up a pawn. And he likes pushing pawns. Not crazy about that from your opponent, but develops a piece finally. And then he goes for a straight out, pretty obvious checkmate.
Yeah. Checkmate. Yeah.
You block it, but he gets in. And unfortunately, now he has a discovered attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened here? Because I feel like you're pretty good that you wouldn't, you shouldn't fall for this spot here. You have to see this spot's going to be weak if you push, right? Is
Mhm.
there any other way? Might not be, by the way. I gotta look. There might not be a way.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the position, and I don't see anything. But
Yeah, it looks like we have massive troubles.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, he has three pieces
What
that.
happens if you went here?
Yeah. Um. He can sacrifice maybe.
Yeah,
No,
go
it's not.
ahead. Go ahead, move it.
It's not working.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. You just take back with the rook. You still can't take with the pawn, but you still have a queen.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, right. And I have.
Yeah, and now you have threats.
Mhm.
So this might be the first thought, but you have to look and say, what happens next. And in that situation, I think you'd have to find this one, right? I mean, you don't have too many other choices. You got to find a way to survive. And even here, now you could push here if you want to. Got to be a little careful. Got to be a little careful because if you take back with the queen, now he's threatening here. Okay?
Mhm.
And if he takes with the knight with check, then you got to take with the rook because you can't wait. You win your queen. He gets here, but you already got. Remember, you did get one piece. Now all you have to do is stop this checkmate.
Yeah.
And now this does work. And by the way, you don't even have to do that, right?
Mhm.
I forgot
Yeah.
when you pushed here, you were also threatening with the bishop. So sweetness. Because he could take with check, but now he still has to deal with this. And yes, he can still get the check, but then after you take, he's got to deal with this.
Mhm.
And you're winning easy. Yeah, so I think this is just better move, but one that you got to be able to see as a possibility.
Yeah. I think I missed this move. Yeah.
Yeah, no
That-
worries. Let's see. So let's see how badly he hurt you. So that's one way to go. I wonder if he had better. Always one right. Same thing like I'm telling you that you had maybe a better defense makes you wonder like with this double check if that's better. I don't know, but makes you wonder. Makes you want to know. I mean, where do you go?
Yeah. I have.
That's checkmate, right?
Yeah. Run with my. Let's checkmate. Yeah.
So you really only have one legal move.
Mhm.
And then I just don't know if he has a good follow up. But boy, it makes you, for him, you would think, oh man, if he could find a follow up, he'd be cooking.
Yeah, when I first saw the move,
Uh-huh.
knight f6, I was afraid of smothered mate
Yeah.
because I saw that I had only one legal move with my king, or okay, two legal moves.
Yeah. I think it's a. But so he took here, and again, you might have been able to push the pawn.
Hmm.
If you'd pushed the pawn, what does he do? Can't take with the knight. He loses his queen.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
takes with the bishop. You just take with the rook. He still can't take back with the knight because he loses his queen. I think f6 still works here. But you move back, and so he gets the rook. Yeah, the nicety of, well, I guess he can't even take the rook because of the pin.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would have been better. So again, not maybe the reflexive move, checking still for a better move. Have you ever tried to? He gave away his queen anyway, huh? Gave away his queen anyway.
Actually, I missed taking the queen one move before.
Yeah, right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I took first
yeah, it's
the
still
knight.
pinned. Yeah, that's why I didn't like this choice of his. This was just a bad choice because it pins himself.
Mhm.
Here, I actually would have preferred him do this for his sake, but it still doesn't work because you could just take here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's just bad. This was just a bad choice on his part. It's a shame because he was doing well.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was doing pretty well.
yep, you missed it, but then he got a chance to get it back. Okay. Did you somehow lose this game? So I got to see.
Yeah, yeah. I sacrificed my queen at the end. I thought I was getting a free queen, another queen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now it comes. Yeah, like right here. I missed that he could have.
Goes there. Yeah. Yeah. If you go here, you're looking good. I still wouldn't have sacrificed the queen at that point, but yeah, I see. You were thinking you were going to be able to go down and he couldn't stop you because he couldn't get here.
Yeah,
Right.
I just.
Yeah. You're thinking, he can't go here and stop me
Yeah,
getting this move. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
and
All
from
right.
now on, it's
So have you ever heard
short.
of three candidate moves?
Uh, candidate moves.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the concept of three candidate moves?
No.
All right. So this is a good one for you. I think this is the one we're going to go with because every time you've made a mistake, it's like you didn't look for three candidate moves. But we're going to see if it's true. But I'll show you here again why I'm saying that.
Okay.
Right here. So right now, if I told you, okay, he's threatening checkmate, that would be one of the times that you would go, okay, my opponent is threatening checkmate. I need to come up with something, right? I need to think hard and find a good answer. So at that point, I'd like you to say, what are my candidate moves? So, what are the candidate moves for black? Give me three good moves for black if possible.
Well, just as we talked before, I mean, this here is probably the first one. F6.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Now we know, right? That's a good move. We know. Okay, go ahead.
And yeah,
This one you did, right? So that might
uh,
be a candidate.
yeah, but I hate it now that I see it. I mean, I hate this
Okay.
move.
So sometimes when your opponent especially is threatening to win material or to checkmate you, that hey Mauricito, we do a lot today. We're doing a one-on-one lesson because we have a big Mayham Chess Tournament coming up, and BetimIbra is one of our competitors in the tournament, the Mayham Chess Tournament, and so we're giving him a one-on-one lesson after we finish with the lesson, he will be playing a viewer, but I'm not playing viewers today because it's his lesson today. Um, yep, that's if you check my schedule, you see what type of things we normally do, but it's all about teaching and helping people get better. So today we are helping our competitor in the tournament. So sometimes when our opponent is threatening checkmate, there might only be one good move.
Sacrificing.
Well, that won't be the good move. Yeah, sacrificing anything would not be a good move because when we say a candidate move, we're looking for three candidates to pick one, right? We don't want to find just a plausible move. We definitely don't want to do like the computer does when it's lost and just start throwing away pieces so it lasts an extra move. That doesn't count as a candidate move. So yes, candidate moves maybe better, right? And then that's it, right? You don't have any other candidates because of the threat of mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes life easier for you. You don't have to find a candidate move. So, but if we go on to the point where let's go to where you gave away your queen for you thought, it's just right, miscalculated. Okay. So even here, you could do candidates, but if I were to do candidate moves here, it's pretty obviously a bishop for a rook, right? I'm not gonna overthink that. So we move our pawn and we move our pawn, and now he attacks both the pawn and the bishop and the queen. Find me three candidate moves. Hey, thanks, Chris, for letting Mauricito know. And Mauricito, if you want to know my rating for Lichess, it's you can look me up, Tiberian. I don't even keep track of it much.
Well, first of all,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Good. You ready? Give me three candidate moves.
I mean, first of all, I can just move the queen.
Where to?
Maybe here.
Okay, that's one move. Okay, let's say that's a candidate move. And what do you get from here? You're still protecting the pawn?
Yeah, I still protect the pawn, and I can just swing my rook over.
Okay, so that's one move. Go here to protect the pawn. What else could you do?
But I think just simplifying things. Go up.
Oh, that's a nice candidate move because now you take, right?
Check.
Yeah, and what can he do about it? He can't come here because you would just take him.
Yeah.
So now he has to do something like, but that doesn't stop you because you're going to take him.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful candidate move. Kind of what you were thinking that you were going to queen no matter what, right? Okay. So that's a great candidate move. What's another candidate move? If you could find another one.
Maybe just threaten the
rook. Okay. Yeah, you threaten the rook. He could go here, but then you could push the pawn, and now he's stuck in there, and the next move could be queen here, right? So just for you guys, in case you guys don't know, this is a very common threat that the queen goes here with check. You got to take because otherwise you'll lose your rook, and I get the queen right back, and I win the rook. Okay, so that's a candidate move. So is this one, do you think this one's actually a valid candidate move? Is it good?
No.
Not compared to these other two. Yeah, not compared to these other two. Totally agree.
I'd say it's very passive.
Yeah, yep. And I think you could even think out of the box and say, what happens if I put my rook here? Is that a candidate move? Because if he takes, I take with check, his king has to move, or if the bishop goes there, it's even better. And now I'm going to win the bishop next move, and then after I win the bishop next move, I still got another pawn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so those would be good candidate moves. And if you had, instead of thinking, oh, I get to take and then I'm going to queen, and if you said to yourself, that's one candidate move, instead of stopping at that point, if you said, I could take, he takes, I get to queen, that's one candidate. I need two more candidates. You can always change the order, right? Because this was your plan. So you could change the order and say, what happens if I push the pawn first to find another candidate? But my point is, if you had looked this over, right? If you had looked this over and said, that's one candidate, here's another candidate, here's another candidate, which one would you have picked?
Yeah, just, I mean, yeah, this one maybe.
Yeah. So
It's much easier.
it helps you sometimes from making the inaccurate blunder or mistake because you have to find three good moves. And when you're
Mhm.
looking at the three good moves, you're going to go like, well, why is this move not better than this move? And you're going to say, no, this move is definitely better because, yeah, I'm going to forcibly queen. Where this way, I think I'm going to queen, but and it might even you might even because you're looking at it, you might go, oh wait, it doesn't even queen, and you realize the error. So I'm thinking what I really want you to do is look for three candidate moves. So let's see if I'm right. We're going to look at your
Yeah.
third game. All right, they're playing the Scandinavian against you. Good. You develop a piece while chasing the queen. And again, different levels. Things are, is it safe to play the Scandinavian? People will ask me. It depends on your level, how good you are, right? And who you're playing, and if they know how to play against it.
Yeah.
All right, so we threaten, we take. Even here, though, even here, we can say, what are your candidate moves, right? Because you could say, well, I could block the bishop. I can block, but then I'm going to get double pawns. I can put the question to the bishop. The bishop. I'm protected way enough times, so maybe I do nothing with that, and maybe I attack the queen.
Mhm.
So these are all what I would call valid candidate moves for you to look over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
In this,
So
a lot of options. Yeah.
okay. So find me three moves that you like.
Yeah. I don't know what's the best move, but I
Right.
can just.
And we're not. If you notice, I don't turn on the chess engine for this.
Okay, great.
I like to work with you and just see what logical moves you might have found, right? Because the engine knows, right? The engine is going to do its calculations. We want to be, I'm a human with you. So let's see what you might find. Right now, you have two pieces developed. He has two pieces developed, but one of them is the queen. So his queen is out early. It gives you an opportunity to chase him around, right?
I mean, I always, yeah, right.
All right.
I always try to attack the most valuable piece on the
Sure.
board, which is the queen.
Yeah, because it's out there, right? So give me three candidate moves, and we're not worried if it's the best move for sure.
Yeah, I think this h3 is the first one.
Okay, that's a candidate. Give me another one.
Yeah. And he has to move back, and then maybe I can,
Or move back or trade.
yeah, or trade.
Okay.
And if he moves here somewhere, I can go with a knight and attack the.
Yes, yes. And if he goes this way,
Then I can go with my pawn.
okay. So the king side's looking pretty wide open.
Oh no!
But
If it goes here, I can just take with
bishop.
my bishop because I have double attack.
Yeah, but you still can't because of this.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't take.
I would just yeah. I would
Okay.
just go here, and now I can go. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, and you could do this. Your king side is pretty wide open now. And what he should be looking at is you've developed now three pieces, back king side, but you developed three pieces and he still only has two out.
Mhm.
So I think you're fine in this. I think you're fine. So, okay, good. So you have a plan. So that'd be one candidate move. Find me two more.
Okay. Next, I probably would go here. F3.
Okay, again, we weaken our king side a little bit, but the bishop definitely has to back up and he no
Yeah.
longer has the pin, but you don't have the best square for your knight.
Yes.
Okay, those are the pluses and minuses. Okay, if you like that one, give me one more.
Mm. Moving the knight here, I don't know if it's a good idea.
Right. I think we were saying it's probably not a good idea because
Yeah.
we have double pawns, we have weakened king side, and the double isolated pawns, and you have a single isolated pawn. So this might not be one that you even consider, right? You might go, no, no,
Yes.
no, no,
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
I'd probably go for this here because I can open up my bishop, my dark squared bishop.
Okay. So that's
So
another option. And then
yeah,
he
this.
he can't go here, he can't go here. He could go back here, but
Mhm.
then your bishop, like you said, is free to come out and maybe do good stuff. Okay.
Yes.
So those are the three candidate moves. So then
Mhm.
you would say, okay, now which move? So we're not looking at every possible move. You're looking for your gut, your instinct, your experience. What are three moves that jump out at me as possibly being good? And if one jumps out at you and you decide, well, no, I don't think that one's good, then you throw it away and you say, find the next move that instinctively feels good. So you might say, this one feels good, this one feels good, this one feels good. You pick whichever one you want. You're not trying to always pick. You should hopefully pick the best choice, but it might not be. It might be the choice that will bother your opponent the most. It'll make him the most nervous. It'll scare him the most. It might make him blunder, right? So let's say this is not the best move, but you do it, and then he says, "Okay, I know I can go over here and I'll pin here," and you go three free candy.
Yeah.
So it can happen. Now he might say, "No, no, 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 we're not giving away free candy," but you might say, "Yeah, I'm good. Everything is still super protected. I've got two pieces developed, and you only got the queen. I'm ready to castle. My bishop's coming out. You're like in heaven still."
Mhm.
So when you look at it and you say, "Well, okay, well, he's got to find a good move," and you're right, he has to find a good move, and so then you might say, "I'm liking this game so far. Yeah, this is the move I'll choose." Or you might say, "I like it the way it went. I'm okay with this." And again, you have two pieces developed. Okay. So I think that's going to be a key fun one for you is find three candidate moves. So here's another example. You found a candidate move.
Mhm.
And did you look? Do you remember? I mean, I don't remember how long ago it was, but did you look to find two other possible moves?
Actually, now that you're mentioning, I'm looking at this clock here at the bottom right,
Yeah,
and I spent almost no seconds playing this game. I don't know why I was rushing.
very good. One of the things Lee Chess gives you, and I'm sure chess.com has an equitable thing, is in the game, if we just looked at the game, we can go look and see how much time you spent on every move. But you're
Yeah.
right. You could just see, you're right. You could watch the clock move and you can go less than a second, less than but you'd have to check because I don't remember. This was probably 10 plus 5 or something. So,
Yes.
but
It
that
was
still means that you
10.
only spent like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. So, looking at it right now, give me three candidate moves. Just and we don't want you to. I don't want you to spend 10 minutes on every move, right? You
Mhm.
don't have that luxury. It's a 10 plus 5 for the tournament, but you want to look instinctively and say, what are my three best moves? Comes to mind right away.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is this move here, which I think I played this.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. What else? So that's one choice.
The next one would be maybe attack the no, or yeah, why not? Just attack the queen.
Okay, give me one more.
Mm, maybe castle.
Okay, I even like that. You even have a castles in there. So let's look over those moves. Okay. So plus to this one is you're developing a piece.
Mm,
Gets a little scary because you're like, yeah, but he's got checks, and can I leave? Okay, yeah, I think I'm okay. Yeah, it's protected because you can't take that, right? Because I would just take him back. He takes here. I could take the queen. So if he takes here with check, I should be able to just take. 'Cause the knight's still okay. I'm safe. And if he takes here, then right, he loses the queen. Yeah, I could do the bishop. Okay, so that's safe. Here you can say what's good in minus. Well, I'm chasing the queen, but the queen can go here. Oh no, he can't. Sorry. Queen can back up, but then he drops the knight. Okay, well, yeah, I can do that with the pawn. It's safe. It does weaken my king for castling again. It does make some openings that I'm maybe not happy with, but okay. So both of those make sense. I could castle, but castling isn't as aggressive because I'm attacking the queen. That feels better than castling, right? You have one
Yeah.
more move here as black. I mean, as white that I don't think you found yet.
Oh, you mean I have a better move?
Possibly, yeah. I think you
Oh,
actually might have a possibly better move.
I don't know. The first thing that comes to mind is maybe this here. Double attack on the knight.
So that knight just took your pawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's remember the 5 things we think about when somebody takes?
Oh yeah, yeah. I can just take with my.
Yeah. I mean, it's a knight for a pawn. No complications, no worries about can you get away, no complications about it. I mean, it's free candy.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't see that one, but yeah, that's the simplest of the all, right? So
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
so Rosman likes to say, and if you watch Rosen, you Levy
There
look
is a
for
lag.
Levy Rosman.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so he'll say look for checks, look for captures, right? On and on. I like to say check for checks. So you didn't have any checks here, but you check for
Yeah.
checks and then you double check. But I like to also say, remember, if someone takes or attacks, so even if you forgot he took a pawn, that knight is attacking your knight and attacking this pawn. So I'm always going to look for first, I'm going to check to see if I can take that piece. I cannot take it with the knight. That would be a discovered check. I can't do it. He's pinned. But I could take with the queen. So my first thing I should have found, the first candidate move you should have found was queen takes knight.
Yeah.
Then you could say, okay, if I don't want to do queen takes knight, I can't run away. I can't interpose. He's already protected, so I'm not. I can't do anything about it. But I could attack something of greater or equal value, or I could attack something of greater or equal value.
Mm-hmm.
Castling, of course, would not be good because then we gave back the free piece we had.
Yeah.
The other 2 moves actually give us a chance to still win a free piece because he still has to move and the knight's still under attack and we're okay. So yeah, this should be your first choice, and then this or this would be your other 2 choices. Castling wouldn't be because he'd let him keep the pawn and not lose his knight. Okay, so I'm thinking candidate moves is the thing for you because if you look for candidate moves, I think you'll do great. So, and if we look at our opponent, like right here, you have an opportunity to do candidate moves,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
One would be queen takes,
Yes.
one
Yeah.
would be knight takes, and
Mm-hmm.
really, you may not have a legit third candidate move, right? Because you're not going to find anything better than those 2, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Okay.
take
Yeah.
is better.
So taking with the knight, though, allows him tempos to get into the game, while taking with the queen threatens a queen trade, and there's no tempos. And because you're taking, and look, you're up a piece, you're up a minor piece, and for 1 pawn, again, trading is better for you. So by taking with the
Yes.
knight,
I'm
we don't force a trade. When we want to force a trade because we're going to be up. And if we're up, let's trade pieces, don't trade pawns. So he gets a pin on your knight, right? We had a pin on the knight before. This knight was pinned and he didn't do a good job with it. So he gets another try, and this time he's pinning it to the queen. Not an absolute pin. Find me 3 candidate moves. Betim, find me 3 candidate moves right now.
Well, now that I look at the position, I think I should get out of the pin.
Okay, how? That's one way, right? You could get out of the pin. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you get out of the pin and he says, ha, you're not out of the pin, I'm going to attack you.
I can just take it.
How?
If I take check.
Yeah, but you had two choices. Which one should you do?
Oh, I think I should take with this one.
Why?
Because I have a discovered attack. If he
Next move,
doesn't,
you'd have a discovered attack.
yeah, if he doesn't
Okay.
move,
Oh, and you do have a check, so I can't do the knight move that would kill the piece that's discovering the attack. So I buy that. So he moves over, and now what?
maybe
Okay,
attack.
so we start looking for something else. Okay, fine. I'm good with that. So the other candidate would be to take here, which almost, I mean, it pretty much forces a trade of queens.
Yeah, yeah,
So yes, I'm happy with you taking with the knight because of the discovered attack possibility. Happy with that. That's a good aggressive play. But again, remembering that you're up a piece, if you could trade off, you want to trade off. So either
yeah,
move would work for me. The queen might be a cleaner, faster way to do it because, right, he pretty much has to take, and you're okay. Life is good, right?
yeah,
His pieces aren't developed, your pieces are all developed, and all you have to do is castle, and you're golden, you're good to go. So it'd be
yeah.
an easier
Also,
way to win. It might be an easier way to win, but I'm okay with this too because you're setting up the discovered attack. I have no complaints, right? I can't complain. That's valid. I mean, he might do this. He might move his king out of the way, right? He has candidate moves too that he can look at. I mean, this frees the bishop and might get the knight out sooner, and you know, you might be able to get some more hay going because you can't just move the bishop. He'll take you. So now your knight has to find a home, and you could take another pawn, but then his knight gets to develop, and right, we'd have to see. I don't know.
yeah,
That's hanging. All right. But candidate moves, guys. Candidate moves for you, especially Betim, I think is all we want to do is consider candidate moves. So, yep, the queen here would have been a better move. So that was one, right? The queen could go there with the check. Nice candidate move. Obviously, the one you did is a candidate move. Anything else?
maybe attack his queen.
Doesn't he get a free piece?
Yeah, no, that's not good.
And he could take, well, he could take it this way, but then like you're like, oh, I got your queen, which yeah is better because then he gets a rook, so he would take with the queen, right? If he's smart, not going to
Yeah,
take with the queen. Okay,
yeah.
so that would not be a good candidate move. Any other candidate moves? Can you see? Because I'm okay with just two. Again, remember it's a general rule. Sometimes you're not going to find three good moves. I don't know
Yeah,
if the bishop's good. I don't know if the knight's good. I think really the only thing that's really good is the queen
yeah, yeah,
because you stop what comes next, which is a pawn attacking your wayward knight that's pinned. Now you still have the check though. Did you find it? No. So you still had the check, and now this doesn't even work because you just take.
yeah,
So with the check, you still now you can just move your knight out of the way, and you have double it. You know you're looking actually good again, right? Nice and
uh, that's
solid.
that's a miracle that I found this. I don't.
So you went here. He goes with a check, and he never took that pawn. Interesting. And now he put himself into a discovered attack again,
Mhm.
which you can take advantage of. Ah, we get the check. The check comes in, and then you block the queen can't take your pawn at the same time you're attacking. Looking good. Looking good. So somehow you lost this one too, because I like looking at losses. So I'm pretty sure you lost this game.
Yeah, I wonder how did I lose this
Let's
game?
see. Let's see. Well, that's a free piece, right?
Yeah,
So when did that piece become free? It became free when you went here. So this is an interesting choice too. Now you are attacked by a pawn, and you don't have that many squares to go to. By the way, if you remember, I think you are up a piece right now. You're up a
yes,
piece. So if you wanted to sack, you could because you're up a piece. But yeah, I have no problem with you moving them away. But here and here is fine, even back here. But then your rook's on talking. But I think here and here would have been safe. But okay, we go here. And now he gets a tempo attacking your queen. You say, well, good, I got to attack the rook, the knight, because, right, he has got 2 pieces. And he finds another way to attack your queen. So let's check again. Show me a candidate move. Because there is a way for you to not lose this bishop. Find me 3 candidate moves right now.
Yeah, I can remember I spent a lot of time
On this move coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You did. You spent like over 30, like maybe a minute. No, over 30 seconds for sure. So go ahead. What would you do? Find me 3 candidate. Don't stress out about if he does, I do. He does, I do. Just glance at the board and say, what are 3 possible moves? And you know your queen is under attack, right? So it's probably going to deal with getting your queen out from being under attack. So where could you put your queen? Find me 3 good places to put your queen, remembering that he has 2 and you only have 1 protecting.
Yeah.
You guys having a lively conversation in chat. I'm glad you guys get along, right? That's what we say. For me, my viewers should be a family. You guys should get along. You should be helping each other improve. You're not bragging or belittling each other, and you're there to help each other. So that's what I'm here for. So I'm glad. Good. I don't think the Botez Gambit is an actual opening. I think the Botez Gambit means anytime you give away your queen for free. But anyway, I've stalled enough. Betim, give me 3 candidate moves.
Yeah, Marty, I don't see it. I mean, maybe I can exchange queens.
Good. Let's say you go here.
Yeah.
Right? He could take here, but then you get to take the queen. He has to take back, and then you win back the piece, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? So that could be because, and if he takes you, you could just take back with the knight, and your bishop is good to go, right?
Yeah.
It's protected. Everything is good. You're alive. Okay. So that's 1 candidate move. I'll take that. Give me another one. Kind of on the same theme. See if you can try to trade queens another way.
Oh, wait. Is this possible? No. Okay,
What?
no.
Show me.
I thought maybe I can sacrifice.
Ooh, nice. I like it when you look for opportunities like sacrificing. That's a nice try. Okay, but yeah, he takes back and then you don't have anything else, right?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Okay, good. But you should look. That's, by the way, that would be checking for a check, and then you double checked and said it wouldn't work. So good. You checked for a check. Always check for checks. What else?
Yeah. Next one, I'm thinking just about sacrificing my.
But he takes your. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, he takes back. Okay, so good. So you have 1 here. You have 1 here, and you're giving up a bishop for a pawn because he did. But how about here?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that move? Stays around, right? Still close, really close to his side. And if he takes your queen, now you're protecting it multiple ways. You're still hitting this pawn. You should be feeling pretty good. You can even plop your rook in here because it's protected.
Yeah.
So I think 2 candidates at least would be here and here. By the way, this is the one that hit my eye first. But here or here. And then, yeah, this is there, but I don't think you need to give away your bishop for a pawn even because you're looking pretty good.
Yeah. And I chose the worst one.
Yeah, but, that happens. That happens. Yeah, this one doesn't threaten the queen and allows him to have 2 pieces on your bishop, so you give back the piece. All right, and that's just that's not free candy. It wasn't free candy on your part. Get to him. So now you're pretty equal. Let's see. He has 1. He's up a pawn though. He's winning by 1 pawn. So let's see what he does. Okay, he keeps you from taking a pawn. Remember, you have 5 choices, and one of them was to run away. So he ran away even with a pawn to protect his pawn. Okay, and you are protecting it. So you're playing chase the queen again. Usually a good idea. Chase the queen is usually a good idea. And you were worried about your pawn, so what'd you do? You had your pawn run away. Okay. And now that his pawn is no longer there, he says, go away. Trying to get rid of you. Okay. My gut was here. So again, candidate moves. I like here because this loses to just taking.
Yeah.
Okay. So one candidate move in my mind would be that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Another candidate move would be, let's see if he's paying attention.
Yeah, double up my rooks. Yeah.
Then that also loses.
Yeah,
So that's
a
checkmate.
bad mate.
Right. So now I have two candidate moves already, and I just need a third. And I don't know if I like that one as my third. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe so I can come back here. Remember, he still has more pawns than me, so I either got to win a pawn or do something else that would work. Okay. All right. So maybe this is the third candidate. But if you thought of this one and this one, which one would you pick out of those three?
I would go with a cheap shot. Just like
which cheap shot would you go for?
With this one.
The rook?
Double
Okay. Yeah,
got
like
my rooks.
so that you could do the Eric, you could do the famous Eric Queen.
Yeah, right.
And you should do that while you're on stream. If you were playing this game on stream, you go like this. You go, oh no, my queen, and hope he is listening.
Yeah, maybe he will get us on his stream then.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Yes. Okay, so good. So once again, I think even here, you had 5 minutes and 47 seconds. You had enough time to find three candidate moves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, he has back rank issues possible. And
Yes.
if you had done this one and he said, no, don't back rank on me, buckaroo, then you still have an option of wherever you want to put this queen, right? I mean, you could still go here. You could still go there, but I've now gained a tempo because I've doubled my rooks while he had to push this pawn to free his queen. I mean, his king. Right? So I'm liking it anyway. I'm still liking that move anyway. And now here, if he does that, you might be like, okay, let's trade off rooks. I'm okay with trading off rooks if I can get my queen into a nice square. Maybe, I don't know, but okay. All right, let's see what did happen in the game though. But I'm still thinking it's all about. So here, why not just take?
Yeah.
I mean, he's up material, but now he's not anymore. Now you're equal.
Yeah, could have just taken there.
Yeah, I mean, you got a chance to get back equal. He's only up one pawn. So I would, if he's trying to get my queen that bad, I'd be like, okay, especially if I can get that pawn for it. Doubling up is nice. And see, immediately makes Luft. So you probably would have done it anyway. But you drop more free candy, which if we had traded queens, that free candy wouldn't be there. Not that you'd be winning, but you would have gotten rid of his pawn, and then you would have been in the game. You would have been equal.
Yeah, from now on, I just.
Wow, yeah, you just miscalculated here too, thinking that you were going to win that probably, right? I mean, this looks like a total right here. This looks like a miscalculation where you thought, now my rook comes and I win something. You didn't get anything for it. Okay.
Yeah.
So miscalculations. By the way, you have choices. With calculations, you could say, if I do, he does, I do, he do. Okay. And you sometimes sometimes we get it muddled and we mix it up. So you could do that, but if you said to yourself, I could take, he could take, I could bring the rook in, I win the queen. Okay, that's one option. Even if you miscalculate it, that's only one option. If you then go back and say, okay, what are my other options? And remembering that now you gave away two more pawns, he's up 3 pawns. So unless you knew you were going to get a mating threat, you don't want to trade pieces. Even if it was a trade, 2 rooks for a queen, you don't want to trade pieces. You're down 3 pawns right now. So always keeping aware of the situation on who's winning and who's losing is important.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. What's wrong with what message, Tiberian? And what somebody asked me, there's a what's wrong with that message? I don't know what message you guys mean. TKB does not need a lesson for sure. He is not a real beginner. I would love to work with TK. I would be happy to do a lesson with him, but no, he is not. He is not a beginner. But okay. Betim will actually Betim is ready to take a challenge. It needs to be 10 plus 5, and it needs to be casual because he is going to do it as a practice game and talk through the game. So anybody that wants to challenge him can challenge BetimIbra and his name on, and there's one challenge, but it's for me. So I'm not taking challenges, guys. David doesn't know it. David gave me a challenge. I have to decline David. Sorry about that.
Actually, I see a challenge right now.
Okay, so, but remember, here's the rules. Here's what you're going to focus on. I want you to, multiple times during the game, 3, 4, 5 times during the game, I want you verbally to say, I'm going to find 3 candidate moves or 3 good moves, if that's easier. 3 good moves. Then I want you to talk through, find 3 good moves, pick the one you like the best. We're not going to stress over, is it the best? The one that you like the best. But I want you to slow down just a little and say, I'm going to find 3 moves. I'm going to find 3 moves. I'm going to find 3 moves. If you can only find 2, we're okay. Don't stress out that, oh, I only have 2, I can't quit. You only find 2 moves, that's great. By the way, if you look and you say, ooh, this move wins a queen, should you still look for 2 more moves?
No.
Yes, you should.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes. So if the first move you see wins a queen, you should still look for 2 more moves because one of those other 2 moves might be checkmate. Checkmate's better than winning a queen.
Yeah.
But I will guarantee you, beginners will stop after I win a queen. And if it's an oh no, my queen move, and they take the queen and they only looked at the queen and then they get checkmated, next move, they'll be like, dag, what? Oh, he got me. But if you stop and say, yeah, okay, I got the queen, that's one option. And then I look for 2 more options. While I'm looking at those options, I might realize that if I take the queen, I'm going to get mated. You might realize it because it slows you down and makes you look at the whole board.
Yeah. I got it.
All right. All righty. So if you have a challenge, I will follow your game. I will watch you play. And like I said, I will turn off my mic. So I won't be able to hear you. You won't be able to hear me. I won't talk much if you talk. But I'm listening for you to tell me, here's my 3 candidate moves, here's my 3 good moves, right? I want to hear it multiple times in the game.
Okay, right.
All right. I will let you go. I'm going to edit my scene so I can show the clock once you find an opponent. And I'm going to hide.
There is one opponent, Krish.
Okay, yeah, you can play Krish.
Okay, great.
Give me 1 second to get rid of my banner. Oh, there it is. Boom. Okay. So now the clock should be live. My clock live? Nope. Wrong screen. All right. So now we have a clock and we can watch you. And we will go ahead and mute. I will mute so that you can't hear me during your game, but afterwards I will unmute. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's see how he does. Hey, Mauricio, you could probably play him afterwards, especially if he continues to stream.
My main repertoire.
For this one, we might not be able to because we go over this game next, and then that's the lesson. I do 3 games. I review 3 games, find 1 or 2 things to work on. Then he tries playing a game with working on that, and then
I could have played another opening, but
Oh my gosh, he's actually getting a chance. We might get another game.
Let's see.
Mauricio, we might play another game because he's getting a chance to play his beloved Stafford Gambit.
Okay, let's develop first. Okay. I think the main line goes like.
But thanks for joining us, Mauricio. Hang around. He might get another game in.
This.
Otherwise, like I said, you could probably play him afterwards. He is streaming also. So if you don't know him, check him out. In fact, let me do a shout out to him while I'm at it. Thank you for the reminder.
I don't know whether it's a good option to go all in while Martin is watching me, but I'm just gonna try and do my best. I don't know.
He's playing the opening the way it's supposed to be played. I'm not going to complain. Again, this is where it
really
benefits you if you know an opening.
Let's see.
This is a very risky but very high reward. Most high risk or high reward openings.
3 attackers on the f2 pawn, and I have a mate threat here. Okay. How do I go now?
And he says, "How do I go?" So this is where you actually can memorize this whole
now
line.
It's the right moment to make my.
You can actually memorize
moves.
all these lines. If I remember correctly,
my 3
it's this move.
Candidate moves. Okay, first what comes to mind is going with a bishop, giving a check.
It is not the best move.
Second one is going with a knight.
That is the correct move. Per book. You look it up.
Yeah.
Eric Rosen, look up his videos on the Stafford game.
The 2 options. The third one. Let's see.
Again, he might not have a third option. The castle.
I don't see a third one. But what happens if I go with the bishop? Check. If it takes, I can give a check. It goes here. And then, what do I have there?
Hey, TK, where are you at that it's 5 a.m.? Just curious.
Yeah.
I know I thought I asked you the other day when I played with you.
What if I go with the knight first?
Hey, Grogbit, thanks for the follow. Hope that you enjoy the stream and I hope that you join the family.
And then I have a discovered check here. Yeah, I think this is the move. Let's do it. I think moving with the knight is the best move.
So obviously he doesn't have it memorized.
Is it?
And he's finding the best move by doing candidate moves, which is good. I remember what happens next. Oh, I think he goes here, then he gets the double check and he gets checkmate. Yeah, that's it.
No. Let's go with a bishop.
Now the only question is he overthinking it. But I love the discovered check. And by the way, he also gets that check, so life is good.
What should I take with?
He takes with the knight is the correct move, but see, I'm going by my
memory
of watching the Stafford game video months ago. I played it a few times for fun. You guys are young. I can't stay up till 5. I can't stay up till 11 p.m. anymore. 11 p.m. I pass out.
Queen sleeping on the keyboard. And then I get it discovered.
Man, there's no way. You guys are young. He found the right move. It took him a while. He took the time when he needed to take the time, so I'm happy. And this is where I tell you guys, if you're going to memorize an opening, that's fine, especially when you're young and you have the
I see
the brain cells to do it. That's fine. But yeah, you got to choose. You got to choose. And if you choose to memorize the opening,
I hope I made the right decision. I don't know.
Yes, he did. Yep, he's going to at least get a rook for the knight. He's going to get a pawn and a rook for at least for the knight at a minimum. if he plays it all the way through. This is where you gotta either be able to find the moves or you memorize the moves.
You can go with my, yeah.
Good choice. Now
I just
this
saw
is
that.
important. This is important. What does he do now? This is very important because it's not taking the bishop. He does not want to take the bishop.
That's a good move.
You take the bishop, then the queen gets here with check, and then he takes. So you do not want to take the bishop. You have to choose between here and here.
I can
I believe
obviously
you can get away
take
with this one,
which would be
because then when this comes, he still gets
not good.
Double check here. He can go here or here, and then the knight moves again, and it's like it's going to be.
If I go up,
yep.
to
I don't
E7,
think it matters. He could go either way. If he goes here, I don't like this because then it slows him down. The queen has to take back this way, so we don't want to do
check.
that. So I actually believe this is the correct move. Hide underneath the bishop.
G5.
Hide underneath the bishop. Game over. Then what's an interesting choice is going here, trying to protect, but I don't think that matters. I think you still just get the double check and you still end up mating him. Yep. You should still end up mating him. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff this game is. I think even if he goes here and he goes here, I mean, because you could take, and then this would still be a check. That's why I'm contemplating.
Well, maybe I can go to D7. Yeah, I think D7 is the best.
What?
How about D8?
D7 I like better than D8 because I don't like the bishop sacrifice. Yeah, I'm liking here. I didn't think about that. I guess that's playable. Queen can't come here without getting eaten, so that's playable, I guess.
I want to
think
avoid
that's just the
this
simplest. But again,
bishop to
all of
G5.
this, you could see all of this
I don't like
on the video that Rosen does
because
about
then
this
I have to.
You can learn it all, right? You can memorize it, no problem.
Drop my knight, and then my bishop.
Oh, TK, good job. It's also not only the dedication and effort, but it's the youth. Yeah, I can't stay up past 11 p.m. Not because I'm not dedicated. It's because I can't stay up that late anymore.
Let's go to E7. I think E7 is my candidate move.
All right. Got candidate moves going. Good job. Now he's just got to watch his time.
It's either E7.
But he has a 5-second increment, and this isn't critical because he could be ahead a lot of points after this move.
D8.
So it's good that he takes his time, right? You got to take your time when you're supposed to take your time.
But I think D7 is the best one.
I finished my water bottle, so the lesson must be almost over.
Let's go to D7.
Okay, you went with that one. No problem. I definitely can live with that personally as a coach. I'm like, okay, definitely I can live with that. Now he needs to be thinking ahead for the next move and the next move and the next move. Because he still should be thinking, what happens if he puts his queen here? He's got to know the rest of the mate. He's got to be able to find it. And I know the first move is taking here with check. He's got to be able to find that double check. And then his king has one of those two squares. And then I'm trying to remember what comes next. Ooh, I think the knight comes here with check. Oh, this is so pretty. The bishop holds it, and the king is exposed. So then the queen has to come all the way over here. And then when the queen comes over here, the knight's here. I think the knight can just take. That's
but I don't see any good move.
Yeah, the knight can just take. Not mate, but it's pretty. Yeah, the queen can't take, unfortunately.
If he plays to E2.
Yeah, queen can't take, unfortunately.
I can play to.
So maybe that's not. I'm more.
Knight
that's right.
takes H3. Yeah.
Well, those two.
Yeah.
I think it goes in there. I think it does. Now you can also come here and say check, threatening the queen. Same as here. Either one works. Check here, wins the queen. There was a mate. I know there was a mate out of queen coming here. There's a mate. Just trying to remember the mate. Check.
And if he takes with a rook?
Good. He's thinking. Good. Check.
Then I can take with the queen, and then when he moves back with his king, I can take the free bishop.
No, and guys, anybody can get lessons. I am doing
That would
lessons
be
primarily
unfair.
for the Mayham tournament right now. You guys should check out the Mayham tournament. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. But you can also do lessons if you want. It'll just have to wait till after that. I usually do lessons on Sundays at 1 right now, this time frame. And on Mondays, I give a lecture on a concept. We
Yeah,
immediately
I have
follow
to
that at
speed
9
up.
p.m. with a
I
tournament
mean, I have
where all viewers are welcome
less
to
time on
play.
the clock.
And then on that concept, Wednesdays, I go over games from the Monday tournament. So you might see me review your games on Wednesday. And then on Fridays, I usually play viewers again for that concept. We do either a simul, we do an open tournament, we do a lot of different
Okay,
things.
now I can.
Yep.
Now I think I can take.
Yep, just take.
Because he doesn't have any checks. Yeah, if I just take, there are no checks.
Yep. Yeah, you couldn't even try that. See, I got to remember the queen is hanging. Queen is always hanging in this story. So, yep, just take.
I think
That
I
one you
shouldn't
should.
spend
This one you should not spend a lot of time thinking.
much time
He
in
was
this
correct
position.
not to go to dark squares to pull his
Let's
queen away.
spare some time
He did really well
for later, maybe.
not to play one of those.
Yeah, I think
This one should be pretty quick. I mean, that still doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work. That one he didn't have. That one you don't want to spend. See, beautiful.
Okay,
Didn't spend a
now I
lot of
have,
time. Now you can take with the bishop or with the queen.
what should I take with? Bishop check.
And it is a good question. Which one? So I think you take with the bishop because that keeps the queen out of here still. So I think I would take with the bishop because that keeps his queen, and it keeps him from being able to disconnect. Well, he still can't disconnect. But I would take with the bishop.
Okay, let's.
And that way my queen is still holding both of
take
these
with,
squares. Feeling good. Not that you need it that much. The king
with
can
the
just
queen.
walk away.
It has to
Then
move
you
back, and then I can move my rook over.
Yep.
To,
I'm liking the
from
bishop.
H to F8.
Definitely liking the bishop. Now he just has to watch his time. I got to show you guys the video. Anybody that has not seen the Mayham Chess tournament video, stick around. Let me show you that video. We have a movie trailer for our tournament. It's a friendly tournament. It's going to have 8 chess streamers playing against each other. We have 3 or 4 females.
Okay, let's take with a queen.
We have 4 females, so we have an equal field of male and female. I just realized that. Didn't try, just came out. So yeah, I liked the bishop better only because it kept the queen out of the game. But he's got time. He's got to move, so he's got tempo, and he has time to bring this over and then not worry about it. I like that. That's a good threat. He's
faster and very slow.
So now he's got to go faster because he's had time to think about what his moves. He's already planned out his moves. He should be able to move faster.
Okay. Now.
But again, I like the bishop better in general. Kept the queen out. This one doesn't keep the queen out. Does threaten mate.
Let's bring the rook out.
Does threaten mate though.
No, I can bring the bishop out.
He's threatening mate. He'll be threatening mate for a long time. King might have won here, but I think he saw that he had other troubles coming if he did. And that might have actually enticed him to go here. The next move here, which would again take away the queen's chances. So got this threat too. It's not mate, but it's a nice forced trade. So if king develops the knight here would actually be good. Keep the queen out of there. But if he comes here, then I think it's pretty easy. Just go here and you say, let's get out of dodge, trade off. Rook takes back.
You can give a check
Holding the
with his
bishop.
queen
Life is
here
good.
on g4.
He's playing well.
But I
He's playing
just
well. But the thing we wanted
move
was 3
over
candidate
and
moves. And I'm seeing 3 candidate moves. Now
this
he's
is
going to have to
under
run for his
threat
life
now.
for a little bit. He does have to
If I
run for his
move
life
here
for
to
a little bit.
e7, you can check me again.
He actually can go here. Funny.
b8
He can go here.
on
He doesn't
g
care if
g5. Yeah.
he trades off the queen for the queen. He's actually okay. He could go here, then get.
And then I move back to
That's
e8.
funny.
It doesn't have.
You wouldn't think that. Wow. Wow. I think he could just do this and threaten the queen and threaten mate. And he doesn't have any checks. I mean, no good checks. Any checks he does.
Should I go to d6?
That I like that.
No. Let's go to.
I'm liking that. 22 seconds though.
I think this.
He gets a 5-second increment, but he's really short on time.
D6 is not good because.
We're going to see if that'll be a recurring problem for him in the tournament.
We're going to lose some time.
That'll be interesting. That's a recurring problem for him in the tournament.
I have to move faster.
Yep, I love this idea though. Hopefully that was one of his candidates. Okay.
Yeah, let's go to e8.
Yeah. Good. Run away. Good job. Good job. Queen is still under attack. Good job. He's finding ways to stay. He's waiting his time. Now king can get the knight out though, and the rook is free. But his queen is still under attack, so he can't. He's got to do something with the queen first. Even this move, chase the queen again. As long as he's chasing the queen, he's threatening mate at the same time.
Oh, I have mate. I have mate on G1.
And he's got to think about if he does something to take away the mate, you want to make sure you can win the queen. Like, that's probably his best move. Bring it back, which again, you can force all the trades you need to trade. Yeah. And your rook would be sitting here, keeping the knight. Yep, there you go. Okay. Now you should do that real quick and take the trade that he should have been planning on before, hopefully.
Let's go. Here.
I didn't go. He should have just went. Simplify. Simplify.
Yeah, now I think I'm gonna sacrifice the bishop.
Yeah.
On C.
I think he's thinking of sacrificing that
C3.
bishop.
No, H3.
I don't think it does anything terrific though. I mean, it still doesn't get any checks. He's still got to find a home for his bishop, by the way. First things first, he has to find a home for his bishop. Oh, he's giving up the bishop for it. Take, hurry up. You got time. Come on. Clock, run, go.
Let's take here.
Why didn't he just take the free pawn? Free candy, guys. That was free candy.
Let's take here.
He likes to sacrifice. He likes to sacrifice, guys.
Maybe to D8.
Likes to sacrifice. Doesn't really work. Check. Takes it. Doesn't really work. He got away with it. Can he keep getting away with it? Come on, times are wasting.
Check.
So now he goes for the trade. He could have went for that trade a long time ago. He took that beautiful bishop and went for that trade a long time ago. Okay, so now we go to an endgame. Let's see how well, we're going to find out how well he knows endgames. Because, right, he should be able to play the endgame fast. Should be able to play the endgame fast. If you know your endgames, you should be able to do them fast. Okay, going after the knight, I can buy that. And the knight's protecting the pawn. I like this because I love, but the rook can't get there anyway. I love how kings keep pieces out, right? You could go here, it could keep the rook out. All of those squares, look at that. That king can keep that rook out of all of those squares, and actually it's already keeping, look at this.
Okay, that's
free pawn.
Let's take here. If he takes, I'm just gonna.
He is seeing the combos quickly. That's very good. That's promising. He sees combos quickly, so he's going to be able to play well under speed problems. He's going to be able to play well under speed problems. I kind of like this better. Would have kept the rook at bay longer, but this is okay.
Yeah.
He's still okay. Now he goes. Yeah, I would have liked it last time to keep the knight out from him. Now the knight still doesn't have that many good squares. Now the knight has no squares. Now the knight has no squares. King has to realize it and get his king.
He has a check here.
King has to get his king into the game. There you go. Because otherwise, it was over. He still has the knight trapped. Oh, he missed it. Guys, he missed it. He puts the rook right here, attacks the knight. He had a free knight. All right, so he should still be able to win this game through 4 against 2. And he has the opposition. You guys know what opposition is. He gave up the opposition, guys. That's a mistake.
Yeah, I'm winning this.
Should have just went here. He had the opposition, gets to the pawns. King should have taken the opposition here. And instead, he's going someplace else. I don't know where he's going. I don't know what any of this is right now. King still has to... He's got to get the king. What's he doing? I don't know what he's doing, guys. Going to end up with a pass pawn, though.
Oh,
maybe not.
That's it. Man, I didn't want to do that.
Whoa.
What am I doing?
Whoa.
Why am I pre-moving?
Whoa. Yeah, now he's losing.
Why am I pre-moving?
He's pre-moving? Oh, my goodness. All right, so he went from winning. He had 4 pawns versus 2. He gave away all 4 pawns.
What am I doing? Why are my pre-moves allowed?
Hey, that was very kind of you to make King feel good. You gave him the win. That was nice of you. That's generous. I like your spirit. That's very nice.
No, I mouse slipped.
Oh, you mouse slipped? Yeah, because that was really bad. That was. I was like, oh, he's got this game easy. I want to know how well he knows endgames. I'm going to tell you. I think. What do you think? What do you think about the 3 candid moves? Did that help you?
Yeah. I mean, I should manage my time. My time management is really awful.
But I was actually happy with how much time you spent on that. You spent your time wisely. You spent it early. Good job, King. Very good. So just one thing here. First of all, here you could have went here right away to keep the knight out of here, like right now. You went here. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see it. Let's put it in the study. We're going to the study. My bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, meet me in the study. Meet me in St. Louis.
I'm there now.
All right. So let's just go over the game. So you got your beloved Stafford Gambit. By the way, you played this very well. This was correct. Now you spent 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Excellent job of spending the time. But if you're going to play the Stafford Gambit, you can go look this up, right? You can go watch the Rosen video, and you would know this by heart. You would memorize. You wouldn't spend any time deciding between the bishop and the knight. You would know it's the knight. You would know it's the knight, and you would know after this, you go here with check. And you know after he moves here, you go here with check.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes here, and you know you go here, and the game is over, basically. Right? You would know this. I think there's a checkmate here, too, a pretty checkmate he shows, where if he goes here, like you, and I don't remember it. I know this is the beginning of the pretty checkmate, I think. I think that's the beginning of the pretty checkmate, but I don't remember exactly the pretty checkmate. But you could go here and attack both, or you could even went here and attack both. I don't remember the pretty checkmate for sure, but yeah, it's still dominating. Okay. So yeah, you would memorize that. You spent 2 minutes 47 seconds finding it. And same here. He has this in his video. He's like, well, this is only like one of the few tries. And so this was, I liked what you found because you took your time. You can also do this one. Because this one, right?
Yeah.
If he goes here for the discovery, it's too slow. You still get all the double checks in the world. And you're still gonna he's still gonna lose his queen and lose the game. Might even be check here. No, because then he drops the knight. So that's not it. I remember there was a checkmate somewhere. But anyway, yeah, you're still golden, still easy, still can still win. I believe the move was here, but you found a nice move, no problem, and yes, you could take. So this one is the other move that took you a lot of time figuring out where the king should go. And that's okay
Yeah.
though, because now at this point you have a one game, and you didn't have to think about this that much. You didn't have to think. Now you had candidate moves, bishop or the queen, and those are really your only two choices. And I would have looked at it as queen. If he went up here, you're not threatening mate, right? So the queen, he went here, so now you are threatening mate. But if he had went up here, you wouldn't be threatening mate. Now, you could have gotten this move in, but now you're not threatening mate again. You could have went this move in, now you're threatening mate, and now you're getting into this, and okay, so you play from here. So the queen is definitely a choice. I like the bishop chess first blush because that keeps the queen out. All counterplay, as far as I can see, all counterplay for white is stymied. He still has to move, and he has no counterplay. And now you can bring over the rook and do the kind of stuff you were thinking with no threats. So you went with the queen, which gave him counterplay. There's the check. By the way, you didn't have a lot of time, unfortunately, minute and 30, but I was thinking this would have been so fun. Protects the pawn, and he has no more checks. Because any check he does, you take, right? You trade it off, or he goes here, and and if he goes here, you don't take either. You just go here, and now he has no more checks, and you're still threatening mate. So I really like that. I was like, oh, I don't think you'll find it, but I thought it very interesting that you could go here and then just duck under. So I'm hoping when you did this move that your thought was, if he does something like developed an eye here, that you would have went check and just been up a lot of material. This would have been pinned, and you would have been a happy camper. I think that's right. If that was your thought process,
Yeah.
okay, then later when you get the chance to do it, like here, first of all, this is just free candy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And you're still threatening mate. Now you can do this, and now you might say, well, if I go away, then his queen gets this attack in. But if you remembered what you had wanted before, you could just do this, and you can even now, and you get to win the bishop for free.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when he did even back here when he attacked you, you could have said, let's trade off the queens first. Now all threats are over, right? You don't care anymore. And now you could choose, do I want his bishop for bishop, or do I'd pick this one because look.
Oh, yeah. So many good options, yeah.
Yep. So it was good that you spent the time when you did. You'll be able to spend a lot less time if you go and study the Stafford, because this move will be automatic. The correct choice here, which I'm not sure which one, will become automatic because you would have already studied it. But if you just study your game right now, right, you'll be able to find these easily in the game, even right now. And then the only thing I would change is maybe go here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think candidate moves are helping you already. I think you need to.
Definitely.
I want to see you do that for this next week. Play at least one 10+5 game a day, and just one. You could do blitz and all the other fun stuff any other the rest of the time, but at least one 10.5 a day +5, and find candidate moves so you could get your speed a little bit better at finding those candidate moves. Because if you could go fast enough, then you're gonna have no problems. You just, like you said, you had some time trouble. Okay, so let's look at the end game. So you did that. You find tactics pretty quick too, right? You saw that, discovered attack. Yeah. Excellent job on the tactics. I had no problem. But right here, you got to say this knight is his only piece, and he's only got those squares. I can take away I could take away squares right away by putting my king here. I have no problem with this move first. See if his king will come up like it should. But now you still take away those squares.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this should be automatic for you playing the endgame. His knight has no place to go, and his knight now can't go here. So this should have been automatic, stymieing the knight, and you're still going to win pawns, right? He can't stop you. Okay, so endgame play, I think, is going to help you also. I think you can learn from endgame play. So another one is, yeah, this pawn is really far advanced, but you can eat both of these pawns before you worry about that pawn. And if you watch what could happen, where's this king going to go? His king ain't going anywhere. He could say check, and you could say, okay. And now you don't even have a check because I changed color. And so what does king do now? His king could try to come in, but now, you have moves like this that says that king is never getting in, and you just start pushing that pawn. So you went after the wrong pawn at this point. This pawn might feel like it's the one you need to go after, but you don't. If you get rid of both of these pawns, that pawn has a free lane all the way. Okay, now, when we look, again, how many squares does the knight have?
Well, only 4 squares.
Yeah, so that knight doesn't have any good squares to go to. You were right to trade off the rook for the knight. It's an easy win. But right now, this is the only square that he can get to because his king is protecting it. So if you stay around, you can always take it off still. His king can't go too far because your rook will go here and you'd win the knight for free. For free. That knight's yours for free if you want. So king came up, you went with the check, you took. Now, do you know what opposition is?
Opposition?
Yes.
No.
All right. So opposition is when you can make an odd number of squares between your king and your opponent's king in a straight line. This is considered indirect opposition because it's on a diagonal, but that's one square between. This would be still indirect, but it's for you, it's what you need. It's opposition. And opposition means I just put an odd number of squares in between. And now that king can't go to any of these squares. Neither can your king, but his king cannot move in this direction at all. Impossible.
Yeah.
So you have the opposition. Now, you also have the potential passed pawn. So the first pawn out of your pawns, you have 3 versus 2. You have the majority. The correct pawn to push first is the outside pawn, the one that has the potential to be a passed pawn. Now and I can even push it again. And now he comes after your pawns. You can say, no. He goes, well, I'm going to get this one. No, you're not really. No, you're still not. Right? I mean, if you notice and then I take the opposition and game is pretty much over. Okay, but even if you let him have it, even if he went after your pawn and you said okay, and he takes your pawn, and he says I'm going to take the other pawn, you go that's okay. Outside pawn goes first, and of course you could just take and queen. And if he takes you, you just take back, and he could take, and you're going to queen.
Yeah.
Okay, so the outside pawn is the pawn that we push first until it can't be pushed anymore without being lost. Can't push it. Then I bring up the support, and I'm going to equal them out, and then I'm going to still push this one first. And what's going to happen is after the trade, I get a passed pawn. But the key to all of this was back here, you had the opportunity to take the opposition and make the king walk the long way around. So opposition is when you create an odd number of squares between your kings, and we keep the king out. It also works when you're trying to queen a pawn, get the opposition. If the king were over here. If his king were over here, he wants the opposition to keep you out, and you want the opposition to make him go one way or the other, then you go the other way. Now,
I understand the concept. Yeah.
I'm glossing over this pretty quick because I've already decided what we're going to do next Sunday.
Okay. Well,
We're going to work on endgames with you next Sunday.
Okay, great.
All right. So this Sunday we focused on 3 candidate moves. I remember there was one other thing we talked about, but I don't remember what it was. I'll have to go back and watch the video myself to remember. There was 2 things we kind of focused on, but the main one was candidate moves. Do you remember what the other thing? There was one other thing we talked about.
Like the five concept when the pieces attack.
Thank you. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. So, um, Betim, we worked on 3 candidates and we worked on the 5 choices because, yeah, sometimes you were not running away or take. Okay, good. And then next week Sunday, Betim, we're on for next week 1 o'clock next Sunday, locked in, and we're going to work
Yeah.
on end games, especially king and pawn.
Mhm.
All right, because this game was guaranteed right here. You have a forced win. So we'll use this game next week for sure. But what did happen? So he took and you went there and you actually took the opposition, and so he moved up. You should keep the opposition. Because look what happens. He goes down. He still has to go all the way over here because these pawns, right, hit both of those. If he goes up, you go up. If he goes up, you go, okay, you can have the opposition because I'm going to win both pawns and win the game easy.
Mhm.
Your job is to get to those pawns. So this move, you did make the first move correctly. And then here you gave away the opposition. He said, nope, I'm going to try to get to here. Look, he can't go here though, right? But look where you ended up. You can't go straight to these pawns either. So now you actually need to go this way to go this way. But you started pushing pawns. No need to push pawns yet. You could just go over and eat. You can threaten to eat these pawns. He has to go here to try to get to him. And then I think you can imagine that if he takes here, you just run, right? You run.
Yeah.
So yep, you were there. But then you started pushing pawns instead of getting your king over here. And now we just talked about, but we will do much more talking next week. This is the right pawn to push first anyway, not this one, right?
Yeah, the C pawn.
Yep, we need the outside, the one that's outside. We need that one should go first. All right, so that's what we'll do next week. I'm excited because we know what we're going to do next week. I
Yeah.
feel like the 3 candidate moves is definitely going to help you. So look for those. And even if you find yourself getting into time trouble, try to find 2 good moves for a while until you get better at doing it faster. Just find 2 good moves. Don't settle on the first move you find. That's really the
Yeah.
key. Don't settle on the first move. All right?
Thank you very much for your lessons. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you made my day. If you enjoyed the
Yeah.
lesson, you made my day. We did a good job.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, very thoroughly explained, and I hope to see you on the streams.
Yes, I'm definitely going to be popping in. And I can tell you right now that I never, for anybody that I visit their stream, I never give them moves. I don't like backseat driving, and most people don't want you to. And I wouldn't do
Okay.
it. What I will do is I'll ask you, hey, I didn't hear you come up with candidate moves. So I will remind you. I will
Yeah, yeah,
remind
yeah.
you. All right?
Definitely. I get the gist of it. I mean, I should focus on these candidate moves because it improves my game.
It will. It will. It is
Thank you
definitely a
very much.
technique that stronger players use. 3 candidate moves. Three is a good number, good magic number. So yes, it will help your game. All right. Are you staying on streaming, or are you done for the a little bit?
I think I'm gonna go and have dinner now.
Okay, then I'm going to raid, and I would recommend you also raid someone. Maybe we could
Yes.
raid the same person.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So let's see who's online right now. That's maybe one of our tournament competitors. Yes,
Oh,
Sudakus is on, and he's doing a one-on-one lesson. So,
oh, great.
if you guys want to see who another one of our competitors getting their one-on-one lesson, and in fact, I think he's doing it with Bolt. I'm going to guess because Bolt is also online, and it's the only other competitor online at the moment. So I'm betting that he's doing it with Bolt. So I'm going to raid Sudakus, or
Yeah.
we can raid Bolt, right? Either one would work. Let's raid Bolt. Bolt only has 2 people watching, so I think Bolt will feel better about the raid. Um,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
but I mean,
I'm
I'm
gonna.
always happy to raid Sudakus. Oh, actually, he's doing a lesson with Keely right now. Let's raid. Oh, and I don't see Keely. She's not streaming. She's just getting her lesson. Oh, okay. So do you want to raid Bolt or do you want to do Keely? because Keely's getting the lesson. Let's do Keely. You guys can watch another lesson and another competitor getting the lesson. That might be
Okay.
more useful. And he's got another lesson right afterwards. I think his lesson right afterwards is with Bolt. All right.
Mhm.
So I will raid Keely and we'll see how she's doing with her lesson. All right, guys.
Great.
I will see you later. Betim, if you want to stay on for 2 seconds afterwards, after you
Yes.
raid, we can just close up and chat and make sure of our time for next week.
Yes. Yeah.
All
Of
righty.
course.